that Peter and Gary had the questions there, I think my first question has to be for Bonnie. Like, Bonnie, there's a lot of things that have arisen during the campaign. You've been attacked over starting late, even though I think technically you're a day behind the others. You've been attacked. There's been a very vicious Twitter spat between Gary Kelly's account and your account on Twitter. But really, like, let's be honest, we all want to know the answer to this. Come on, seriously. The aliens, what do they look like? Come on. But like, seriously, no. We have to talk about suitability for a president. You see, the worry with you, Bonnie, is, I have a worry with all four of you. The worry with you, Bonnie, is you'll be president, and I think, isn't it true that abductees get abducted again? So you're there about to meet Macron, and suddenly you're sucked up in a spaceship. How can you guarantee that? Like, we don't want our president disappearing in the middle just before the All-Ireland when you're coming out to shake hands, and next thing you're gone, and the Dubs are getting ratsy. You see where I'm coming from?
Not really, no. I mean, I've already stated it was fake news.
What, the classified papers?
Those were from an unreliable source.
The US government?
An unreliable source.
Okay. Controversial. Okay, Fintan, now, you see the issue with you? It's this tax thing. I'd like to have a word with you afterwards, because I'm paying too much tax. But like the worry I'd have with you, Fintan, is you're there, and suddenly you're there talking to someone, and you're meeting Putin, and you might start giving him advice on how to move taxing in. This taxing is a bit worrying, Fintan.
Well, my response to that is, I was doing my job and advising clients how to comply with the law. In doing my job as president, my job will be to represent the interests of each and every one of you. Now, we've already seen what presidency under each of my fellow candidates might look like. We might see a world in which people are doped left, right and centre without their realising. We've seen a world where aliens are allowed to run rampant with no check and being denied their very existence. But most troublingly of all, we've seen the unhinged temper and the bizarre rants of fake news and shutting down candidates and intimidating voters by the candidate to my right, whose traits, coupled with a sinister alliance with the mysterious and sinister Youth Independent, give the voter a clear vision of what might be una voce. And so, to reiterate, as your president, I will fulfill the role of what is a sacred office. This is an institution we should all be revering and not throwing into the dirt with bizarre interruptions and shouting about aliens. So, my response to Mr. Putin would be obey international law. Thank you.
You failed in financial, failing presidency.
She's back.
Who is this impartial woman?
Hi, on Julian's back, everyone. Okay, right, so I have other questions. Have you? Well, actually, we've Dr. Claire McGing here, who's a great supporter of female candidates. So you're endorsing?
Well, I had endorsed Peter because I believed in the strength of Maggie here, but I have changed my my endorsement. I have seen a shocking level of sexism and harassment to Bonnie. I have never seen anything like it from the male candidates nor from the support teams. I'd like to change my endorsement to Bonnie.
I think technically you can't do that though.
Probably can't.
Yeah.
But anyway, can I just point out, I'd also like to point out, where are the other women candidates? And I'll close on that point.
Yeah, where are they?
Why isn't Maggie the candidate? She didn't have drugs in her mother's brown bread.
I'm 28 actually.
Oh,
yeah.
my mistake.
I'm 28, I can't contest, you have to be 35 for...
Oh, yeah, that's the age thing, good answer.
I think Gary spoke.
Peter's setting me up for the future, you see. Definitely, it's future plan.
I think Gary spoke in his pre-electoral promises about increasing female participation in
Yeah, but
politics.
you not see the
So
way
he's someone you should
he
definitely
treated
speak
me.
to.
But I
Well,
don't
he
believe
tested you and he
but
stared into his opponents.
the
but that
president
doesn't-
can't.
He was very mean. He
You were very
called-
mean to me now.
But can I, as an outsider, point
He
something
He
out?
called me a bumbling idiot.
You call me, you say I look like a donkey eating thistles.
No, that is an old Irish phrase, and it was the mammies talking about him.
Well, you made up the
Not
story,
me.
and that was you.
I didn't do
I
anything.
didn't make them up.
But you did.
The mammies were protesting against you.
Where?
Everywhere.
All over. Everywhere.
It was a nationwide scandal.
Global.
Yeah. No, not quite global, just nationwide.
I think you overestimate the power of the president. How can the president enhance women's representation in politics?
Yeah.
Oh, good. We'll throw that question over to everyone.
Yes, to everyone. Now,
would-
given we know the limited powers of the president, what can the president realistically or practically do to enhance the role of women in public?
Who wants to take that first?
society?
Well, as president, I will use the informal power that comes with the role to speak and, more importantly, stand behind and support women in every area of life.
Finished?
Thank you. Gary.
As I said, when elected president, I will break protocol and, as president, actively campaign for the repeal of the 8th Amendment.
I think you will be impeached for that by the parliament, but go on.
Well, if it passes, it passes. Everyone in the room wants it. It's a popular opinion, and I fundamentally believe in it. I do, however, want to use that approach with regards to women's issues. I will campaign for equality, to close the gender pay gap. I will break protocol to get these issues done because I do not believe that our parliament has the best interests of women at heart, let alone the rest of the nation.
Gary, earlier on you said you would campaign for the 8th Amendment. You're aware that the 8th Amendment is the restrictions on abortion?
I am very aware.
So, did you just make a slip of the tongue? Or
It was just a bit.
by a strong professional woman, are you changing your policies because you don't want to look like a misogynist?
I am not a misogynist. Where is your proof? Are you insinuating that I don't support the repeal?
Earlier on in the debate.
Are you, it's not answer the question yes or no. It's yes or no.
Because earlier on in the debate, you said, I will campaign, and I quote, for the 8th Amendment, indicating that
For
you
repeal.
support.
I said repeal.
You didn't say repeal.
I said repeal.
You did not.
I said repeal.
Anyway, we can check that back in the video.
You have selected verdict. Just to clarify, I am for the repeal of the 8th Amendment and I am for abortion.
To what extent?
Up to in case of rape, incest, under 18 and up to and including 22 weeks.
In cases of rape, are you aware that less than 5% of rape cases in the country go through the criminal court system, with even less than that being
Well then
prosecuted?
that's a different. Then we have to sort out how rape is dealt with in this country.
And how are you going to do that?
I can't do that. I'm the president.
How are
Limited
you
power.
gonna
You should know
advocate
that.
for
I'll
You
have
just
to
said you're
campaign.
gonna advocate
I'll have
for
to campaign and use my influence then, won't I?
We'll see.
Okay,
Let's see when I'm elected.
hold on, guys. Peter and Bonnie haven't had a chance to ask Dr. McGinn's question. Bonnie or Peter, do you want to say anything?
Peter, go ahead.
Oh, that's fine.
Okay. Well, I believe fully in the empowerment of women everywhere in this country, women and girls alike. I'm thinking myself, I am a father to two young daughters aged 7 and 10, and I believe that they can change the world if they wanted to. I believe that they have huge potential, and I hope that when they grow up they will be similar to Maggie here, who has done such a great job as my campaign manager, and I think that I was the only candidate who took a chance, but it wasn't really a chance because I knew that she was the best person for the job, regardless of age, regardless of gender, and I heard her from a campaign manager, and she's clearly been the best she's got under people's skin, and she's done the hard work. She's managed my campaign to perfection, I think, and I owe a lot of thanks to her. And can I just say as well about the claim about the posters that was made, from Maggie earlier on. She was saying that she was a bit too shy to take them down. I believe that we should be there for people who have that kind of, those issues, social anxiety and general anxiety. We shouldn't push them away. We should kind of try and you know, stretch out an open arm to them and embrace an attitude that it will be grand, you know. I look after everything and I'll ensure that they have everything they need. So basically I am fully behind supporting women in any way possible, and I want to create a world in any way I can, and help in any way I can, as I think everyone should. You know, think of their children, their grandchildren, and I want my two young girls to grow up to a world with new ideas and full of potential, and where there is no such thing as gender imbalance, where there are no limits, there are no glass ceilings, there is just a place that you can develop your potential to the full.
Lovely. Bonnie, is there anything you'd like to say on this?
Definitely.
And we just note your what? Yes.
Female energy. Well, I feel like as the only female in the race, I have demonstrated a level of grace that the other candidates definitely have not, in the face of misogyny and sexism. Definitely. I'm glad that was addressed. Thank you for doing the same. And I feel like as president, I would be a great role model for young girls and women. And yeah.
Okay, thank you, Bonnie. Okay, last question now is about a certain newspaper that emerged in the scene. Now, everyone knows and loves the Daily Star. Like everyone reads the Star. But unfortunately, the Star's sales have been going down in the last week because of a certain paper. What's your take on the Minute Independent? It brought out some allegations about 3 of the candidates, not Gary. Not Gary.
Oh, you did.
Yeah. What's the allegations about Gary? Did we miss something?
No. No. There could be one coming out today, maybe, but
We'll look out for that.
maybe after the.
Fintan, what did you think of the allegations in the Independent?
I would encourage an investigation even into the ownership structures of the Independent and their ties to the candidate Gary Kelly, who has proven to have foreign ties to influence the election. This is a very worrying development, I think. And while the state of defamation law, such as it is in our country, would give one pause for thought about the future of the Independent, given its opening itself up to libel action, I still think there's a very worrying trend we've seen over this campaign with foreign meddling and the corruption of our news media, including the candidate who has even undermined the idea of a free press by shouting fake news from the rooftop of every house he
That's my
enters.
opinion.
Okay, Gary, we'll get back to you at the end. We're leaving you to the end. Bonnie, what do you think of the Independent? It said some horrible things about you, horrible things.
Oh, I definitely agree with Fintan there. I think there's some bias, for sure.
Do you think there was someone involved with Independent could be in this room at this very moment?
I definitely think possibly more than one.
Oh, lovely Haribo, isn't it? Yeah. Peter, is there anything you'd like to say before we grill Gary here?
Yeah. Well, of course, it was convenient how the Minute Independent started to print just before this election.
Yeah, that was very.
That was fairly convenient of it. And I have to say as well that it was also peculiar how many of the stories in the paper were then, backed up by Gary and his team as allegations against other candidates. So they seemed to be agreeing with a lot of the things, which turned out to be, in many cases, in almost every case, empty facts. With no base to them. At one stage, I think the paper kind of was very much tied in with Gary's views about being hypocritical. I think at one stage, he was accusing me of causing a scene in a South Dublin restaurant, and I mean that was proved to be totally untrue because I was actually attending a funeral in County Clare. But he was saying that I was in Dublin, and then the next day then he's saying that I haven't left County Clare. So at 1 minute he's saying that he's agreeing that I was in South Dublin. The next minute he's saying that I haven't left County Clare.
Were you abducted by aliens too then?
Or you can't remember.
Gary, we're hearing a lot of allegations that you're tied up with this Minute Independent, which, as I said, cut the circulation of the Stir down by 50,000, but that's beside the point. Gary, can you deny these allegations? Do you know this very secret, very shady editor of the Minute Independent? We don't know who that is. Is there anything you'd like to say, put on the record at this
No
point?
connections, no links whatsoever. Billy Independent News. The reason why there was no stories, and probably this is definitely true, I wanted to hide. I didn't necessarily feel I had to, tell people in my friendship with Donald Trump. Maybe I should have. It's one regret of the campaign. But other than that, I have no connection to that paper whatsoever. But I take every news story as it is, and if I know for a fact that the evidence in that paper is not real, I will call that fake news. So I think it's hypocritical when you tell me about a scene in a South Dublin restaurant and then have the cheek to make up a story saying it was me, and then a cheek of making up a protest of Irish mammies. Polls indicate that I had the strongest vote with women.
Hundreds of thousands of people took the street.
Yeah.
How can you make that up?
Okay. Right, everyone, I just noticed something. We've only 5 minutes to go to 4 o'clock, so we're going to give all the candidates a quick moment to give their final statement. So who wants to go first? We've no order here, so wave if you want to go first. No one wants to go first. Well, right. Pick a number between 1 and 4.
2, 3.
Right. You've picked 3. You can decide the order. So do you want to go first, second, or third?
I'll go last.
You'll go last. 1, 2, 3, 4 again. 2. Do you want to go first, second, or third? Third. Guys, there's just one number. I'll let you. Oh, sorry, you didn't even pick it. Claire, you picked a number.
Can I just randomly pick them?
Yeah.
Go left to which is the right.
I was just saying the order.
Yeah, so Gary first, Bonnie last.
Okay.